Oh, it is that magical time of year again when your Twitter feed just lights up with post after post of breaking, all caps, news. It usually ends up being neither breaking nor news, but more of a wintry mix of wild speculation and clickbait. So to help you navigate this transfer window wonderland of gossip and rumors, we're bringing back beIN Sports Transfer Wire. Concept is simple. A story is stock up if it's heading in the right direction, looks like a possible move, and if it's going the other way, the stock is down. So with this being our first transfer wire, let's focus on the big names that you're likely to see on the front pages of the European dailies from now until the end of January. First up, stock down on Gareth Bale leaving Madrid during the winter window, except for the occasional golf trip during the inevitable next injury spell for Gareth. And sure, Zidane did say in the summer that the sooner Bale leaves, the better for everyone, but to his credit, he's actually given Bale the exact same number of minutes as the new signing Edinson, and Bale's productivity has actually been slightly better than the Belgian. And the British dailies have made a huge deal of Jose Mourinho, quote, refusing to rule out, end quote, a move for Gareth Bale. But that came after Bale said some nice things about Jose Mourinho returning to the Premier League with Spurs, and Mourinho's answer was more of a non-answer. The whole refuse to rule it out thing is exactly the kind of vague clickbait that we're going to hope to try and avoid during the next 2 months. Stock is up on James being the one who does exit the Bernabeu in January. Like Bale, James was heavily linked with a move out of Madrid during the summer. Napoli did look like a serious possibility, but those negotiations broke down. James stuck around, and since then, he's actually played the second fewest minutes of any of Madrid's midfielders. Granted, that is in part due to injuries. The main reason the stock is up on James exiting the Bernabeu is that the Colombian national team manager Carlos Queiroz has actually advised James to get out of the Spanish capital. And with the Copa America being co-hosted by Colombia and Argentina in 2020, you can understand why the coach wants one of his star players to be playing a more important role for his club. That seems unlikely to happen at the Bernabeu. Stock is down on Arturo Vidal making a January exit from Barcelona. The Chilean did recently say that he would leave the Catalan capital if he did not feel important, but Ernesto Valverde seems to be doing everything in his power to make King Arturo feel important enough. Now, Vidal's only started 3 La Liga games for Barca this season, but he's played in 10 of their 14 league matches, has the most minutes of any player off the bench on the squad, and there's reported interest from Inter Milan. I do believe that Vidal is being honest when he says that he'll leave if he doesn't feel important. I just don't think that'll be until the summer. Meanwhile, the stock is up on Ivan Rakitic leaving the Camp Nou this January transfer window. Rakitic and Vidal have been the 2 most used subs for Valverde, but Vidal's done significantly more with his minutes and his opportunities. At 31 years old, Rakitic is by no means done, but he does look to be done at Barcelona. We saw the Catalan press seemingly try and push him out during the summer transfer window. Rakitic showed very little interest in going. In fact, he was adamant that he was happy to stay, but the Croatian might be feeling a little bit like that dinner guest that stuck around a little too late at night and only just now realized that his hosts have been yawning for the last hour. Now, there is interest from one of his old clubs in La Liga, Sevilla, and he says his wife would love to see them return to the south of Spain. So we're thinking that the stock is up on Monchi working his magic once more to lure the World Cup runner-up back to the Sanchez Pizjuan. And finally, the stock is up on Edinson Cavani hitting the eject button early on a PSG contract that is set to expire at the end of the season. Obviously, Cavani's seen his role reduced significantly after Paris signed Mauro Icardi on loan from Inter. And just this week, with Neymar and Mbappe starting together for the first time all season, and Icardi left on the bench, so too was Cavani. Now, if ever there was a time to give the Matador minutes, this was it, and Tuchel passed. Eventually, he did bring Cavani in off the bench, and he did not look good. So with the Copa America coming up next summer, it is in Cavani's best interest to go, and to go as soon as possible. And we've heard of potential interest from the likes of the LA Galaxy and Inter Miami and MLS, as well as potentially Atletico Madrid. For a more in-depth look at all of the news and notes from around the world of soccer, do visit beInsports.com.